just try to keep the net profit margin as low as possible just because we don't want to pay it.
Okay, I want to start by saying that this is an attack on this creator, but this is just a common misconception in the minds of so many business owners who are so anti-tax, often to their own detriment. If the creator on this video that I've just stitched watches this, not an attack on you, purely just an opportunity to educate other business owners like you that you shouldn't be fearful of tax, and I'm going to explain why. So if you haven't watched that video, go back and watch it. Seems like a really nice guy, seems like he's created a great business. But the common misconception that so many business owners have is that they're trying to minimize their profits in order to avoid paying tax. The analogy is very, very simple. Let's say that you've got $1 and somebody takes 25 cents of that dollar and you're left with 75 cents. Would you prefer that position, or would you prefer to lose $1, the government to be nice enough to give you back 25 cents on that dollar, but you're still 75 cents out of pocket? This is ultimately a $1.50 differential between the two outcomes, and I know which position that I would prefer to be in. My mission each and every single year in my business, and I actually, across all of the various taxes that we pay, goods and services tax, tax on our PAYG for our employees, superannuation and corporate tax, we pay millions of dollars a year in tax. And then of course, the personal income tax that I pay, it's a tremendous amount of tax. And every single time I pay that tax bill, I pay it with a smile, because my mission is to pay more tax each and every single year than I paid the previous year. Why? Because it means I am making more money. Now, I definitely acknowledge that when you're growing and scaling a business, you need to reinvest back into that business to get a certain economy of scale. But when you're running a 7-figure business, that is a point, and typically well before that, that the business should start paying you. Because in this video, you mentioned that you're not preparing your business for sale yet, so therefore you don't want to pay any tax, and you reinvest all of the excess profits into more marketing. And the reality of that situation is that your business should be able to invest in marketing and produce a high enough return on investment that you can maintain a 20 to 30% profit margin in a service business. And that is a good to great service business. Our business does 30% profit. We also typically average about 30% year-on-year growth in our business. And it's because we've created a strategy. Typically, we spend about 7% of top line revenue on marketing, and it's factored into the budget because we understand the financial model that allows us to acquire new customers, serve those customers, retain those customers, build our team, pay them well, reinvest back into growth, and produce a 30% profit margin. It is not either or, guys. The idea here is that it's not an absence of means that is the issue, it's an absence of planning. You need to make sure that you're planning to produce these profits and be able to grow and scale your business at the same time. The other misconception is that you don't start optimizing your profit until you're ready to sell your business. But the issue is that an acquirer of your business is going to want to go and look at the financials of that business for at least 3 years. So you're telling me that over the next 3 years that you don't believe there's going to be any opportunity for you to look to sell your business, or to be able to use the profitability in your business to go and get bank funding to go and build a property portfolio. Because the number one biggest thing that gets in the way for many of our clients when they come to us to seek advice in building their property portfolios is that their business isn't profitable enough, and that's not showing enough income in order to service the debts, particularly at this higher interest rate level, right? And I do foresee that we're going to have at least another couple of interest rate rises, I believe. So we need to prepare for that. And the only way that we overcome that is that we need to have a more profitable business. So here's my advice to you if you're running a business, particularly if you're running a multi-6-figure or a 7-figure business. The first thing, you need to make a decision that you are going to create the most wildly profitable business that you possibly can. The reality is that I'd prefer to have the 75 cents left over that I can go and build wealth with than lose 75 cents in that process. Second thing, you need to review your financial model to ensure that you can invest into marketing, that you can invest into building team, you can invest into operational infrastructure and produce a 20 to 30% profit. And then what you need to do is, like the wealthiest people do in the world, is that you pay your fair share in tax as you're accumulating wealth, and then you implement tax advantageous wealth building strategies that allow you to ultimately pay no tax after the fact once you've built your wealth. Because tax is a consequence of making money, and as you're trying to accumulate assets, you're going to have to pay tax along the way. And 25% tax is a pretty good deal in the grand scheme of things. So once again, not any shade here. This is purely an opportunity to educate. I want you guys to just develop a positive relationship with the tax man. It's a consequence of making money. You pay your fair share. You don't pay $1 extra. We don't want to pay the ATO any bonuses. But the idea here is that there is a significant opportunity cost that is lost if you do not maximize your profit and build wealth in the process. If you've got any questions on this, hit me up in the comments. Catch you guys soon.